let's go over Vegas. This weekend was Vegas and Atlanta, two 10Ks. First big 10Ks, first big tournaments in the West. I know there have been some like 2Ks or like local winner cases and 1Ks and stuff like that. But this was the first like big event that I feel like people actually traveled to and like made a point to travel to in the West, specifically in America. And it was cool. It was cool to be a part of that. I went to Vegas specifically because one, I'm familiar with SCG. I've like played the Magic tournaments back in the day. SCG was like the circuit that, you know, all the people you followed. Like I grew up on SCG circuit and watching these people like changed my life when it came to how I even look at or approach or thought about competitive card games. You know, so I chose SCG. Plus it was like it was a one-day event, so it made it easier for like work-wise, because I'm taking so much time off to go to all these other events and then, you know, potentially going to EU. Maybe, spoiler alert, maybe not, something big coming in the future, we'll see. Look out for that. But, you know, potentially going to EU, which is going to take like a week, and then all these other tournaments that take like multiple days off. Having a one-day tournament was like, I can fly out Saturday, take no PTO, fly back Sunday night, Monday morning, and be at work back on like Monday, right? And so you like don't have to take any. I took like 2 hours of PTO because I came in to work Monday late, so I could like take a shower and shit like that, right? Get fucking Vegas cigarettes and drugs out of my hair or whatever. Don't smell like shit. Working at a surgery center. But yeah, so that's why I chose Vegas mostly. But it was cool. It was a lot of fun. I pulled up with Annie. But as you know, I'm playing Misfortune at Houston. I have not shared my deck list with you guys or really anyone. There's like a very small group of people that I test with and stuff that have my deck list. So like people don't know the deck list I'm playing. The idea was, I think my deck list is actually very, very, very good. Obviously, I'm taking it to Houston, so I'm putting my like trust into it for the first like major. I think it's good, so I will didn't want to play it at Vegas with the mentality of like, oh, if I do too well, it leaks the list, like whatever, you know. And then like I said earlier, kind of like before, I think that mentality is so dumb. Like, I'm just gonna play the best deck going forward. It's something that's kind of taught me, on top of the fact that yeah, I'm just gonna play the best deck and the deck I enjoy more. Like, Andy's fun and I enjoy it, but I would have enjoyed winning more. Winning with MF, you know, making a statement, kind of. But I locked in Annie. Annie was a fine choice. It's my Annie deck. It plays Scrappies, the funny Tivers on the sideboard, because I still had to have some sort of ego take, so I figured I'd register a 7-card sideboard deck. And it actually worked. I mean, it worked out. It was fine. I only ever sideboarded in like 3 cards at a time. I saw 0 Yi. I saw a bunch of stuff. So before the tournament prep, where I'm like getting ready to Kaisa, whatever. There's something really interesting about before the tournament. I basically flew out of Denver airport and had an hour-and-a-half layover in Utah. And then we were about to start our flight, and the engine shut off. And if you ever fly, or if you fly a lot, you know that if your engines turn off on your airplane, that's not good. So I was hoping that like it wasn't anything too bad. I know we had a plane switch, so I was hoping maybe the plane we swapped to wasn't shitting itself, but apparently they came on, they're like, oh yeah, there's a big storm outside of Vegas. No big deal. Should only delay us by like 30 minutes, right? And I was like, okay, sounds good. 30 minutes, whatever. Throw on my fucking Zoomer earpods in and scroll TikTok, whatever, just like pass the time for 30 minutes. I get a DM being like, blah, blah, blah. I look at the time. 45 minutes have gone by. I was just like, okay. Kind of weird. They come on. They're like, yeah, storm's kind of coming in our direction. A little bit bigger than we thought. So we're gonna wait another like 30 minutes. Well, 30 minutes turned into an hour, turned into an hour and a half. It was almost 2 full hours of just like sitting there in the airplane before we actually took off. And then from there, the ride was shit. I don't get scared very easily. I'm kind of a person that just looks at things and I'm just like, shit happens. Like if things happen, you know, like if I'm supposed to die in a fucking plane wreck, like 0.1%, like what can you do about it? Like you can't change it, you know? So like it happens. Dude, I am not gonna lie to you guys. This was the first time I have been scared on an airplane in my entire life. The ride was dog shit. It was like perma turbulence. It was just like, you know, sometimes when they're taking like a very sharp turn or something, or they're like, oh, we're about to start a descent and they have to like line up with the runway or whatever. Maybe they have to like do a turnaround or they have to like turn to line up, whatever. And you kind of feel the plane move. And so you like, everyone kind of leans to the side for a minute and then they straighten out. Dude, dead ass, like, I thought we were dodging ghosts in the sky with how often this guy was playing like, what's the game where you like shoot planes? I always call it World of Warships. As guys that's out here playing fucking War Thunder with how he's moving this plane, and I was like, yeah, I guess I die. I was like, I guess I die. Like my plane is just shaking. I'm pretty sure it was like a bolt that rolled down the aisle, and then my guy's just out here like ducking and dodging fucking bullets, and I'm just like, okay, that's cool. We land. Everybody immediately tries to get off the plane. Like most of the time, it's very calm. You land, and it's just like whatever. Wait for the seatbelt sign. The guy yaps a little bit, tells you the temperature. Like, oh, we've landed in fucking Vegas. The temperature is 72 degrees, and blah 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 blah. Brother, the wheels touched down. The plane stopped moving. Half of the plane just stood up. Half of the plane just stood up and tried to get off the plane. I don't know who it is that speaks over. I don't know if it's the captain that speaks or if it's just like someone in the crew that speaks that tells you all that shit. They couldn't even start to tell us like, oh, welcome to the fabulous blah blah blah. Dude, no one was listening to this guy. We heard like the ding, like they were about to start making an announcement, and the announcement was, please be orderly when exiting the plane, thank you. And that was it. That was the entire announcement. No welcome to here, no we'll see you next time, no any of that other bullshit. It was just, don't kill each other and trample each other while you sprint off of this like death ship. It was definitely the worst experience of my life. If I had never flown before and that was like my first ever experience flying on an airplane, I just like would never fly. I would just never fly again. It was horrible. Needless to say, I was on a plane the next day. But yeah, it was not fun. But we made it. We made it to Vegas at like 11 or something, like maybe 10:30, like really late. I'm starving. I'm rooming with my friend from Magic and from Texas. He's like a friend I knew IRL. And he hit me up last minute and was like, hey, you want to like, did you come to Vegas? And I know he played some Magic. I didn't know exactly how active he was or anything yet. But I was just like, yeah, I'm like on my way to Vegas, like literally right now. I was like, do you... And he asked like if I had plans. Like, yeah. I was like, do you need a place or are you like, do you have a place and you want me to like stay with you? And he's like, oh yeah, I have a place. Like, just pull up, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, cool. We get there, and my friend is like pretty well off. He's also just bougie as shit. You know. So I'm just like, don't think anything about it. We stayed in plenty of hotel rooms before, traveled before. Dude, this guy set me up in the most like dumpster ass. You could hear people through your walls. Like they were either people in the walls or there was just like holes to the room next to you or like air vents just directly to the room next to you because you just could hear them talking. Like they weren't yelling. They were just like talking and like laughing and just like making noises. And you can just hear the noises. Like you just hear everything so incredibly fucking clear. And I asked him why we were here, and he said it's because he got a coupon to effectively get the place for free. Like they were just giving out rooms for F1 weekend or something. Like this guy fucking scummed it to where he ended up paying like $10 for the whole weekend. And so I got to stay with him for free and all this. And let me show you guys. Don't go here. Mardi Gras Hotel. Okay. This place is not, this is not what it looked like. This place looks not bad. What the fuck? This place looks not bad. You look at this. You guys would stay here, right? How many of you would stay here? This looks stayable. This looks nice. Like, I wouldn't mind staying there. What other pictures are this? This is so misleading. I've never even looked at this before. Anyways, this thing didn't work. This hairdryer thing didn't work. Our sink here. Our cold water faucet just didn't work. Because it wasn't connected to anything. I got there and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like brush my teeth. We're gonna go to dinner or go find some food, whatever. I'm gonna like wash my face, like freshen up a little bit. I've been sitting on a plane for 3.5 hours. And my friend doesn't say anything, but he's looking at me with this dumbass face on his look. So I know something's like up. I thought maybe it was gonna be something like, I didn't know what it was gonna be. I honestly didn't know what it was gonna be, but I knew something was up. I go to brush my teeth and everything. I go to turn the faucet. And I just ripped the faucet. I just ripped the faucet off of the, like it just comes out. It just comes out. Like I turn it to turn it on and it just comes out. And I'm like, what is this? I was like, what did you do? And he goes, no, it's just been that way. And I reported it to them. Oh, let me back up a little bit more. I'm getting so ahead of myself, and this is like the first second of being here. So I come to the hotel, and he meets me at the lobby, and I'm like, okay, whatever. We walk through the lobby. It's your typical like dog shit hotel lobby in Vegas, where it has like a bunch of like slots or whatever, has like a bar. All looks like shit. We'll get inside the elevator. There's 3 buttons on the elevator because there's 3 floors. None of the buttons have like pictures on them or numbers on them. They're all just like wiped off. It's just like a white button because it's like been pressed so many times or rubbed so many times, you know, like you guys know when stuff gets rubbed off of like buttons, like your paint gets rubbed off. That's it. It was just white buttons. The door doesn't close all the way to the elevator. It closed all the way to like 2 inches, and then it just like starts going. And I was like, that's cool. I'm just going to take the stairs from now on. Thanks for showing me this. We get to the hotel room. We get up to the room. He starts scanning his card, and he goes, oh, I forgot. And I was like, oh, you forgot what room? He goes, no, I forgot that, like, every time I leave, he's like, I have to get a new card because our cards just don't work. So we have to get a new card every time I leave the room. And I was like, that's fucking weird. You're probably exaggerating or something, but whatever. Like, maybe you're doing the card gamer hyperbolic thing of like, oh, they have it every time. We go down, get a keys, get a second key for me. We try to explain to him that, like, to add me to the reservation. And my friend starts asking him at this point. He's like, or no, he just, like, gets a key. Guy's like, yeah, whatever, here's the key. We go back up. Fast forward now, I'm going to brush my teeth. This faucet handle just comes off. And he goes, yeah, you have to use the other one. He's like, the other one works, bro, trust me. And I was like, okay, whatever. I turn the other one. I, go to like put my hand under it to get some water on my face because I'm about to like brush my teeth and all this. I burn my fucking hands because the left side is the hot water, but it's just like permanently giga turbo hot, like 1,000-degree water. So I put my hands under it, like it doesn't tell me anything. Both hands fully under it, and I just have like scarred hands from the whole weekend. It just like hurt like a bitch. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And he goes, yeah, it only has 1 mode and it's like 1,000 degrees. He's like, so I've been using the bathtub because the bathtub has cold water. I was like, yeah, cool. Sounds good, man. Thanks for the prime, very like, I appreciate it. Thanks for the primes, everybody. It was 2 subs today. Appreciate it. And so he's like, yeah, I just been using the bathtub faucet to brush my teeth because it has cold water. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't care at this point. Feel gross, whatever. Use the bathtub thing. I feel like I don't know. It just feels gross. So we start walking around and my guy's like, yeah, let's walk around. Let's go to like a casino. Maybe we play some games or whatever. Go get dinner, etc. It's already like 11. I have a tournament at 9. He has day 2 at 9. Because he day 2'd the Magic RC. I was like, yeah, whatever. So we're walking, this guy tells me like, yeah, man, I was at this casino earlier. It's like a 10-minute walk. He goes, it's like a 10-minute walk. Don't worry. And you're by like four casinos at that point. I'm like, yeah, sounds good. Whatever. I'll go gamble a little bit. You know, play some games, whatever. We walk for almost 40 minutes. We walked for almost 40 minutes. Dude, we walked through the F1 track on accident. Neither of us watch F1. Neither of us care about F1. I don't even know what the hype is about F1. Racing is cool, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to watch to understand. But for those of you that don't know, these F1 tracks are like on the street of the city. Like they're actually just on, like they just block off the street. It's not like NASCAR where they have like an arena. I don't know if that's what you would call it. Like they don't have like an arena. They don't have like pre-built tracks. They don't. It's just the streets of the city they're in. So it's just like actually just in the middle of Vegas. To where we were just like accidentally walking through the street, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. Whatever. And we just walk in and keep walking. By the time we get to this casino, it's like almost midnight. We walk into this casino. I don't know the name of it. I don't care to know the name of it. Brother, they were playing $500 hands of Baccarat. Minimum. Like their Baccarat tables were minimum 500. Their poker rooms were minimum 1025. Which is like, if you don't know what that means, most of the time people that go to play poker just like for fun play like $1, like $1, $2. This was $10, $20. If that doesn't sound like a lot, it's a lot. It's a lot for a lot of people. And so we were just like, where did you take it? Like it was horrible. All the people there were horrible. They had like clubs inside of the casino. Obviously, you had to spend $200 to get into the club. And then like women got in for the low price of $150. 510 is the standard. Yeah. I just like most people that are gonna go and pull up to play for fun will play like 1-2 or something. So I figured I'd explain it that way. But yes. So yeah, 1020 is like insane. Whatever. We asked the guy. We're like, hey, we find a poker table. We sign up to play 1020. It's already midnight. The guy lets us sign up, sees our ID, all this shit, and then just goes like, yeah, by the way, it's a 45-minute wait to get a table. I was like, the only other table we have that has like a shorter wait of only 10 minutes was like I think it was like it was 2550 or 2560. It was like a high, you're in the high roller tables basically. Like you're a high roller table. It was like the only thing they had open. And the min buy-in was like 500. And I was like, I plan to buy in for like 300 and play some like whatever, like 1-2, 1-3. Like, I didn't care. But I was like, I just wanted to like come spend some money and have fun. I don't want to spend $500 minimum, which if you're paying 500 at like a 25-50 table, you're like, you just don't play. Like, you just go fuck yourself, you know? Anyways, so we sit here and we're like, yeah, we don't want to do that. We'll go find somewhere to eat. We try and find somewhere to eat in the hotel. The cheapest thing they had on their menu was like, all of their food was basically minimum like $50, which is like whatever. I expect that, it's Vegas. The issue I had was everything at this place said like also minimum wait time of like an hour. Like you're expected to be there for over an hour to eat your food. Like it wasn't just like a sit down, eat food or grab food, go play your casino games. I was like, you had to sit there and like enjoy the experience, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And like, that was the expectation. And I was like, dude, what are we doing here? Whatever. We leave. It was a horrible experience. We walk another 40 minutes back to the hotel room. We don't get into the hotel room until like 1 a.m. There's a McDonald's 1 block away from our hotel room. And my friend goes, I don't want to get McDonald's yet. Let's just DoorDash it. Because he would rather do he'd rather do an edible basically and say like, yeah, I want my food to get here when I'm high. And I'm like, brother, I just want to eat and go to sleep. And I was like, I just want to eat my food and go to sleep. He's like, yeah, but, and I was like, all right, whatever. I don't care. Don't care. I was like, I'm probably not even gonna eat. We're gonna get back to the hotel. By the time my food gets here, I'm gonna crash out. So we get back to the hotel. I order, you know, shit from McDonald's. He orders his things from McDonald's. It's like $40. And I'm like, whatever, I'll just pay for it. I'll cover it. This will me paying you for the hotel. I put a tip. I put like a $10 tip, I think. Just because it was like 1 a.m., whatever. We don't get a dasher for like half an hour. And I'm like, this is fucking horrible. I was like, one, there's no way there's not a dasher around Vegas at 1 a.m. Like, I refuse to believe that. And so I was like, dude, this fucking sucks. I was like, what are we gonna do? He's like, well, now I'm listening. Now I made the mistake of listening to my cross-faded friend give me advice on what we should do. And he goes, okay, hear me out. He's like, obviously you just didn't put a big enough tip. Like, let's order from Taco Bell, because Taco Bell sounds better. If we're getting it delivered anyways, we don't have to pick somewhere that's right next to us. And then just put like a bigger tip. And I was like, okay. For some reason, that made sense to me. So I was like, yeah, sounds good. Cancel the McDonald's order, got all my money back and credits. Immediately ordered Taco Bell. And I put a $20 tip. And I swear to God, I Googled, for when it asked for your like address, I just Googled Mardi Gras, like hotel or whatever, like Mardi Gras Las Vegas, and just like clicked on the top one that said Mardi Gras. So I'm fucking tired, because I've had a long day. I order it, I tell him, I'm like, yo, I'm going to sleep, like I'm gonna fall asleep. My phone's here, like if they call or anything, like answer it, whatever. I fall asleep, my friend comes over eventually and like taps me on the shoulder and goes, hey dude, someone's calling you. And I look, I have 3 missed calls from the Uber. I have 4 like messages from the Uber saying like, I'm here, where are you at, I'm here. All like 10 minutes old. So this guy's been waiting for 10 minutes to deliver my food. I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, I'll come down. He's like, okay, sounds good, blah, blah, blah. I go down to the, yeah, I'm at the lobby. He's like, no, I'm at the lobby. He's like, okay, I'm at the front desk specifically. He goes, no, I'm at the front desk specifically. I go, where are you at? And he goes, oh, I'm at the Rio. I look, the Rio's like a 15-minute drive. And I'm just like, bro. I was like, I know you've already been waiting for 10 minutes, and it's another 15-minute drive to get to me. But how do you feel about delivering this to the Mardi Gras? I was like, I'll give you another $20 if you bring it. And this guy's like, barely speaks English. And he was just like, yeah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, don't worry. He's like, yeah, I'll bring it. I was like, all right, whatever. I spent $80 on effectively 3 tacos, dude. Like, I was paying for my hotel room, so it's probably still cheaper than, like, getting my own dinner and then, like, paying for the hotel. But, like, do you know how bad... You guys know the feeling when you're playing Jinx and you turn one Chemtech Enforcer, discarded Chompers, and then your opponent immediately just plays a Falling Star? And they just, like, remove your entire turn 1 play and 2-for-1 you? And spent the same amount of power as you did. And you just like don't want to play the game anymore, and it makes you very sad that you decide to lock in Jinx. That's like, that was like that's how it feels when you spend $80 on Taco Bell. On what effectively ended up being 6 tacos. What effectively ended up being 6 tacos and 2 Baja Blasts. There you go. That's what it felt like to know that I just spent $80 on Taco Bell. Anyways, guy brings it. I fell asleep. I fell asleep as he like made his way over to me. Again, because that's how tired I was. My friend wakes me up, he's like, dude, they're calling you again. I went down, picked up the food, whatever, brought it upstairs. Shit was ice cold, which like, what do you fucking expect, man? Like, it just literally took an hour to get my Taco Bell. Like, of course it's gonna be an ice cold. I was like, whatever. I don't care. I ate 1.5 tacos. We don't even know who ordered what at this point. We were just eating the food that we picked. Like, I reached into the bag, grabbed a taco, started eating it. He reached in the bag, grabbed a taco, started eating it. Don't care. I ate like 1.5 tacos, left half an eaten taco on the fucking table. Like, I threw it away. I wasn't being rude to like... the housekeeper or anything, so don't worry, I was like a pig, but I ate half of it and just fell asleep is what happened, and then woke up and cleaned up. Whatever. that's all I had to eat for like the entire day. Woke up, went to play in the tournament. So now everything was fine for that morning. I walked to the venue. I had the same issue I have at every venue I go to, which is every venue has like 40,000 doors to the venue. If you've been to any venue, any convention center for a tournament, you know this. The venues will have like, 30 trillion doors to them, and they'll all be locked except for 2. So you just have to figure out what 2 doors let you in. And most of the time, it's like, it ends up being obvious, where it's like, obviously, you just go through like these 2 where all the people are going through, and it has like a big sign above it or something. But like, to find those 2 doors, you have to like hopefully pick the right side of the hotel, or you do what I did, where I go, I don't know what wing we're supposed to be in, so I'll start in the south wing. And I just like walk all the way. Yeah, exactly. It's on the opposite side of where you start. So I see where it says big south wing. Try the doors, it doesn't fucking open. I walk halfway around, it says west wing. Try the doors, it doesn't open. Keep going, it says north wing. Try the doors, don't fucking open. And then finally I get to the right side, and it's just like, of course by the time you get there again, it's like giga obvious, because you have 32 people in their mid-30s hunched over with bad posture and backpacks on, and it's just like, well, obviously this is where the card gamers are fucking coming into the venue. But it's like, you don't know unless you happen to pick that side. And so I walk in, find everything. It's pretty easy. I get there with like 20 minutes or so before the tournament starts. I write my deck list down. All that stuff goes good. Tournament starts. I'm playing Annie. This is the Annie deck I ended up playing. It's like fairly standard. I'll go over the notes of the deck after at the end here to tell you like what I would change and stuff. But yeah, it's like extremely standard list basically. And so I sit down across my opponent, and I got a little bit of nerves, mostly just because like I haven't played an in-person card game tournament in like a year, and I definitely haven't competed in one where I felt like not necessarily favored to win the tournament, but like felt like I should do well because of like the skill gap in the room. It's been a very long time since I played in a tournament like that, so a little bit of nerves. I sit down, my round 1 opponent. I find him like, yeah, what's up? How are you doing? Flips over his legend. He's playing Lee Sin. This guy is a signed Lee Sin, and he flips over an alt art orange Lee Sin as his chosen champion. So he has alt art orange Lee Sin and a signed Lee Sin legend. I'm thinking like, this match is free because I'm gonna get some casual that spent a lot of money on Lee Sin. Obviously, I was like, whatever. I'll probably just gap this guy. I do. The guy didn't know what was going on. No flame if you're watching this. He just very much did not know how to play against purple decks, and then that's exactly what I expected to happen against most players. It's just that, like, they don't really know how to play around purple cards. They don't know how to play around Ride the Wind. They don't know how to play around combat tricks. Guy gets gapped. 2-0. I will say I lost the die roll in this game. I still went first. I'll let you do 2 and 2 on that. If to further explain the gappening that happened. I lost the die roll and I went first. Won game 1, and I proceeded to go first again in game 2. You can kind of put the pieces together at this point. On top of the signed Lee Sin, by the way, this guy had full alt art runes. Like, all of his runes were alt art. Deck was dog shit. He tells me after that he was playing the Lee Sin starter deck and just, like, had a signed Lee Sin. But I queued into literally Lee Sin starter deck. And I was like, said some shit like, yeah, the starter decks are really cool because you can like play them and you just have to do like a little bit of upgrades to make them like competitive. Especially there's like, yeah, I really like the Victor deck because you can buy those and like kind of upgrade it a little bit and like you can compete with it. And he's like, yeah, I really like them. He's like, they remind me of like armory decks from Flesh and Blood. Do you play Flesh and Blood? And I was like, nah. I was like, nah, I never played Flesh and Blood. I was like, it looked too hard for me. Sorry, man. I was like, but thanks for the games. Like, It's not a conversation I wanted to start. If there's anything I've learned to not do, is not to talk with card gamers about the card game that they actually know how to play or enjoy, because they're yapaholics. So I was like, no, I've never even heard of Flesh and Blood. Round over 2-0, quick and easy. I got to go first twice after losing the die roll somehow. Is what it is. Round 2, I sit down. My opponent has flips over a Jinx. My opponent flips over a Jinx. They're 1-0. So I'm like, surely this isn't another starter deck. It's not, spoiler alert. But he's playing Jinx, whatever. And I'm telling people every round, I'm like, yeah, if you need to read any of my cards, do. If you don't know something, like, feel free to pick it up. Feel free to, like, read it. Because people are kind of weird like that sometimes. They'll, like, people would rather, like, stand up and try and break their neck to read your card upside down than just ask you, hey, can I pick your card? Or, hey, can I read what that does for some reason? So I just, like, skip all the awkward shit and just tell them if they need something, they just, like, pick it up or ask. And so I play against a Jinx player. It's like 2 of them. Their deck sucks. They're playing Jinx. But the funny part is he goes, yeah, we're playing like basically the same deck, I'm pretty sure. So I won't have to read any of your cards. Brethren did not know Ride the Wind existed. Not only did he not know like what Ride the Wind did, because I played a Ride the Wind on my opponent's turn. He like did some shit. I like Ride the Wind Kaisa over, past priority, and he goes, what? Like, he read the card, picked it up, and here I'm just thinking, like, oh, maybe he just like didn't know that that Ride the Wind was an action, because there's a lot of cards that people don't know are Confront. People don't know Confront's an action. Stack Deck. I've been grinding with the Flesh and Blood player recently, and he just learned Stack Deck was an action like an hour ago. You know, I was like, oh, a lot of cards are actions that people just don't know about. So I was like, maybe he didn't know it was an action. Guy deadass just didn't know this card existed. He called a judge to like find out if I scored the point, and then he told me later, he's like, yeah, I didn't want to be weird. I just wanted to make sure that the card existed because I've never seen this card. And I was like, yeah, no, I was like, yeah, it's just like a not very common card. So I was like, I get it. I was like, yeah, there just aren't a lot of purple decks and the card's not really common. So like, I get it. It's kind of like a niche card, you know, like Kaisa doesn't play it. And he's like, yeah, I don't know why Kaisa wouldn't play something like this. Scoring your opponent's turn is broken. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I think the card's really good. It's just like not really played. And he's like, yeah, that's weird. He's like, I'm just gonna have to like, he's like, I'm definitely gonna have to look into it more and see how I can break this card because it's just not fair. And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, it sounds good. Whatever. 2-0. Tournament's free at this point. Unfortunately, your hero kind of takes a dive on turn 3, or round 3. But not to my own faults. Not me. Hands up. Not me. I match into Carmen in round 3, who I didn't know. I'm a Zoomer Magic player. Like, I am not really too familiar with Magic. There's also a big gap in my, like, Magic watching and stuff, so I wasn't too familiar with Carmen. I didn't know she worked at WotC. I didn't know she was a player caster. Just, you know, no flame or anything. I just, like, didn't know. I just, like, destroyed her in game 1. It was just, like, not close. But she played, like, well. Like, she caught me off guard because she knew what cards did. But not only did she know what cards did, she, like, just played well. Like she just played well, which is, like, not me trying to shit on her or, like, anything like that. It's me shitting on, like, the majority of the community as a whole because, again, like, so far my experience has been exactly what I expected. A literal starter deck and someone that didn't know Ride the Wind existed. So, like, you know, I don't have the highest of hopes for people until probably about halfway through the tournament is what I was expecting. But yeah, she played well. I kind of just like played slightly better, drew slightly better, like just like destroyed game 1, whatever. Game 2 was close. Game 2 was close, but also very interesting because she played Arena's Greatest in game 2. She played Arena Greatest grade 2, which I was like, that's very interesting. Like, whatever. So go first game and stuff. And I lost. I don't quite remember game 2. Let me pull up my notepad. I think I just got washed. I'm not gonna lie. I think I got washed game 2, going second. I don't think it was. Give me one. Oh no, it was close. I mean, I got to 6, but it looks like I just like lost. It looked like I was just kind of behind in tempo. I got to 6, and it looks like I lost on the next turn. So she got to 6 first, and then I got to 6, and then she won the game before I could win. Is probably what happened. And then the very sad and unfortunate game 3 happened. I do remember game 2. Game 2 was actually really close. We both kind of stalled out a little bit, but she played well. She played around like my removal spells and made things really awkward. I didn't pull the trigger on a couple things, and it cost me the game, I think. Anyways, game 3, I'm like doing really well. Game 3, I'm doing really well. I pull ahead in points by a decent gap. However, I only drew 4 units, and she killed them all eventually. So what happened is I'm doing really well. I'm really ahead in points. I'm really ahead in tempo. I have like a bunch of saves. I have like 4 to 5 cards in my hand. All save spells. They're like flashes, void seekers, like gust, shit like that. And then Carmen just kind of like kills my shit. I do like an attack in move. She void seekers it. I flash. I do it again. She void seekers it. I was like, okay, like whatever. Eventually, she kills my units, and I lose because I only drew 4 units. I end up getting to 7. It looks like I was at 7, she was at 6, and I probably just lose because she was at 6 and then goes like untap Watcher, go to 8, right? Looks like I got to 7 off of like a Vi ride the win. Yeah, eventually I like draw a Vi and have to like ride the win from 5 to 7, and it's like super awkward. Because I think she was like already pressuring me, but basically I lost because I drew 4 units. We talked a lot. We talked a lot after the game, just like going back around the game, and we were kind of talking and kind of made it, you know, basically if I drew more than 5 units, I'm most likely winning that game. But if my grandmother was, you know, had wheels, she'd be a bus. I didn't think of it as any other way. I didn't like taking away from her win. I was like, yeah, good job. Like she played really well. Beat me. But kind of just like drew 4 units and they died, and that's kind of it. Felt bad. It felt bad to lose when it like wasn't my fault, but also like I know like game 2 I had a little bit more agency or a little bit more decisions that maybe could have won, but I also know that like Annie just kind of like shits herself sometimes. Whatever, doesn't matter. So far I've hit Lee Sin, Jinx, Kai'Sa. I immediately hit another Kai'Sa. So back-to-back Kai'Sas. Whatever. Round 4, I hit a Kai'Sa. I just like shit on him. It wasn't very close. I just like did my Annie things. I attacked in. I saved stuff. Yeah. And it wasn't very close. So now I'm feeling good about myself again. I'm like, yeah, 3-1, whatever. There's like 5 rounds left. I was like, I just have to dodge like 1 to 2 good people, or like gap 1, maybe like win the other one, whatever. Immediately round 5, I queue into like a subscriber of mine, basically. Not only is it a subscriber or Discord like guy, it's someone that like literally has my entire deck list, and that I like helped prep. Not like helped him prep for this event, but I was like, I was going to give him a deck to play for the tournament because he lost his deck. And I messaged him, and like he like messaged in my Discord and was like, hey, if anyone is at Vegas, sees this deck box, like I've lost my Kai'Sa deck. And so I just hit him up. I was like, I don't have a Kai'Sa deck for you, but I can like, you know, I have a Yi deck, or I have like all of like these cards, but you'd have to find these other cards, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He ends up finding his deck list all happy for him. But he's like basically like we talk a lot. Like he's around a lot. I met with him and his brother. Very cool. Game 1 was just like a complete wash. I just like destroyed him. It wasn't close. Game 2, he destroyed me. It wasn't close. Game 1, I basically just like did a bunch of stuff, and then I went Vi Ride the Wind, and he lost the game. Game 2, I don't know what happened, but I have 3 total points, and one of them was from Arena's game. One of them was an Arena's game. One of them was an Arena's point. So I scored 2 actual points that entire game and then lost. Then we go to game 3. We go to game 3. We're not on Arenas because I chose Arenas going second for some reason, which I don't like. I'll get into that in a minute. Going to game 3, mulligan away 2. Missed my turn 1 play on the play. I'm kind of sad. Very frustrating. I pass. He played a Yordle turn 1. I was like, sounds good. I top deck. I don't have a good play again. I basically just template out a Kaisa and passed. So far I've gone turn 1 pass because no 2-drop. Turn 2 play to tap Kaisa. How many of you want to guess what card he played on the next turn and then effectively just like won the game? How many of you want to guess what happened next and the game was effectively over? Falling Star, yeah. He just falling starred me, which is a good play. A lot of players wouldn't make that play because a lot of players think like, oh, I have to get value, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I just like template out a Kaisa because I kind of had to, and then he just falling starred my Kaisa and it died. And actually, still almost came back. He kind of made a misplay / I made I set a trap and it worked. So I was actually able to kill his Darius, keep my Darius alive, and score 2 points, which is a really big swing. And it put me to 4 points. It put me on evens, which notably is huge because it took me from like 2 points to 4 points out of nowhere, 5 points off the hold, and then I was able to make a play where I attacked my Darius into his, and he had 2 mana open. And basically, if he doesn't have a way to make his Darius live, he's at 6 points, or he's at 6 points, right? No, sorry, he's at 4 points right now. So I was able to bring it back 4 to 4, and basically all his board is like a Darius on a battlefield, a student in the back, and he's on 8 runes. And he has 2 up. So I'm thinking, if I can get him to trade Darius with me, or obviously if my Darius just conquers and I go to 6, that's good. If the Darius trades and then I can move my Poro up and go to 6, basically if I can get to 6 while he's on 4, I just like win the game because I have I Ride the Wind in my hand. I just need him to not have like exactly Smokescreen or like Smokescreen plus something else to make his Darius bigger than mine. He has the Smokescreen, untaps, has the Time Warp, so I lose. Because he just like makes my Darius not trade with his or kill his. So he holds to 5, moves his student up, goes to 6, Time Warps, and I lose. And like, kind of annoying. I made a good play, almost got rewarded and won off of it, but he kind of had the cards he needed to, which he has cards he needed to because I didn't pressure him early. So it's not even like oh, of course he had it. It's like of course he has it because I wasn't forcing out cards from him, you know? So I was out. I was effectively like, I could like maybe bubble into cash or something, but my record at this point is 3-2. And I was kind of sad. What was the trap you set? I set a trap with my Darius on 3 runes, and I left a unit on a battlefield hoping he would, and I let that conquer go through. So he attacked into my unit with a Kaisa, killed it, and then, oh sorry, no, this is what happened. He attacked into an open battlefield with his Kaisa, or like I think I had a 2-drop on it or something. Anyways, I made it to where the Kaisa could kill it for free, and he attacked it with Kaisa, killed it, drew a card, and I had 3 mana up basically, and a Darius in base, and he played Darius and attacked into the other side, thinking now that like He has a Kaisa sitting on one side. I obviously don't have Ride the Wind, or I would have like rode the wind up. So he used like Darius used some mana, and then I let him conquer with the Kaisa, and I rode the wind my Darius up to his Kaisa, made him panic and go, oh shit. He had to use a Hextech Ray on my Darius, and then I had to cleave as backup, which is why I needed him to conquer so I could beat it. But also I got him to use extra runes so he couldn't smokescreen me on that turn. Otherwise I just get like super blown out. So I was able to beat his Kaisa because I had the cleave. And it like worked out perfectly. I got the point, killed his Kaisa. It took me back to evens because I went from 2 to 4. I was also only at 2. So I went from 2 to 4, held to 5, and I was able to like move my Darius back, play cards, move Darius up. And again, if I at least the very minimum trade, so then my Poro can go in and score or whatever, that's fine. But he has like the smoke screen, he has like the whatever. And he was able to like because it was the untapped 2. The Kaisa conquered an untapped 2. I'm pretty sure. I think it was something like that where he had like runes for it basically. And he was able to like to beat me with it, and I was like, damn, this kind of sucks. And I like lost from it. But he like played well overall. Like I had like the small moment to buy myself a window, but he still just like played well overall, which is why he won. Very fair. And then yeah, I just like got very close, ended up getting to 7 or to 5 points, like I said, so I wasn't able to like ride the win for the win. And then I wasn't able to hold battlefields well enough to stop him from just winning with Time Warp. If I at least could like push a unit on a battlefield and then force him to spend mana to try and conquer, then he can't Time Warp me, stuff like that. But not what happened, so I just lose. I don't drop a game for the rest of the tournament. I was actually about to drop, thinking like, oh, 3-2 kind of sucks. I can't win anymore, blah, blah, blah. I felt kind of down. I felt kind of down because my losses weren't my fault. But then, like, in the same time, I was like, it feels really bad to go, like, 3-2 drop. I'm at least going to go 7-2 so I can, like, have decent standings at the end and show that like, hey, I can at least 7-2 for whatever that's worth, and then know that like Houston is at least like you 7-2 Houston to make day 2, so it makes me feel a little bit better. I don't drop a game the rest of the day. Granted, some of my opponents weren't the greatest, but I proceeded to play against 2 more Kaisas and then a Victor. So I played a Victor in round 6, smoked him. Played a Darius Hook in round 7, smoked him, and then played Kaisa back to back and just like didn't drop a game for the whole rest of the day. And I very much just like played the last rounds intending to not drop a game or not drop a round, because I will feel like dog shit if I went 6-3. Because that's the trade-off of continuing to play, is knowing that like if I 6-3, my mental is fucking boomed. And I'm not saying 6-3 is bad. I'm not saying if you win 6-3 you should feel bad. I'm saying that for the how I feel is my like strength in the game right now, if I personally would have 6-3'd, I would have felt bad, or at least not very happy. Even though 6-3 is like perfectly fine, you know. Even like 7-2 is fine. I just like personally thought I should have done slightly better, but not upset, especially not upset because I decided to pick like Annie. Made like 23rd, whatever. It was fine. It was fine overall. It was a great experience. Here's the thing I loved the most about all of it, was meeting people in the entire vibe of the event. Like I met Savitz, made like a YouTube short with them, or like a TikTok with them. It was fun. I did a short with Turn 'em Sideways. I don't know if they like posted it yet or what their plans are for anything. I'm sure they haven't done anything because they all were fucking dead afterwards. Yeah, it's very fair. But yeah, like did a short with them. It was fun. At Houston, or what I wanted to do is I want to make more IRL content with people. Like Ikato was there. I met Ikato for the first time. Guy's pretty chill. I was gonna like see if he wanted to like play some IRL games, or just games in general with people, because I think that's cool content that you don't get to make very often. So that's my plan in Houston. But also, it was mostly like meeting like you guys, basically. Like towards the end of the tournament, it happened like some during tournaments. Mostly like I would sit down for a round, and people were actually like extremely. Is that the Fox dude on X? Yes. Yes. The Fox dude on X is exactly correct. And I don't even know if that's if we're talking about the same person, but you're right. Even if you're thinking of someone completely different, I'm just gonna say yes because you're right. But that's so funny. But yeah, people were like very respectful during the games. Like basically, I would start my round or whatever, and as soon as I was done with my game, if people were still playing and I were to get up to go, these people would like be like, "Hey, sorry," like they would talk to their opponent, say like, "Oh, sorry, 1 second," and then they would be like, "Hey, are you Mo? I watch your videos. I like your deck guides, like stuff like that," and like super respectful. It was super cool to see. Or if they finished before me, they would sit around and wait, and then as soon as I was done with my game and done talking to my opponent and stuff, they would like say hey or whatever, and that was extremely fucking cool. And on top of that, people that I saw like in between rounds and shit were super fucking cool. I took pictures of like a couple of them. I got called out by one of them, which is fucking hilarious and very well deserved. So shout out Patrick. I recorded the RE deck guide today. That'll be up in the next 2 days. But this guy, I'm fairly sure his name is Patrick. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. But he's like playing Ari, and he is like talking to me and just saying like, "Hey, what's up? Nice to meet you." Like, I don't know if we took a picture or not, but all this stuff. And he goes like, "Yeah, I watch your guides. I watch your like this. I'm in your Discord." And he just goes like, "I do have a question though." He's like, "I don't want to put you on the spot, whatever, blah, blah." And usually when people say that, it's usually just like a question about Riftbound, and sometimes people feel bad about asking me questions about Riftbound for some reason. But I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." I was like, "What is it?" And he goes, "In your Kaisa video," and I knew immediately where he was going with this. He goes, "In your Kaisa video, you said there is an Ari deck tech coming out in the next couple of days." He's like, where? He's like, "Where is that?" He's like, "I could have used that Ari deck guide for like this week." Because the guy was playing Ari. He just like full on put me on blast. I made this Kaisa video 2 weeks ago and said like within the next couple of days I'll put out like the Ari deck tech. And I mean, he's not wrong. It's fair. Like, I did say that. I did say those words of I'll have an Ari deck tech video out in the next couple of days, but I just thought that was fucking hilarious. He called me out. Shout out Patrick. Shout out Patrick. And I met another guy. I don't remember his name. I remember his Discord name. I do remember his Discord name. I'm not really good with names, by the way, so if you come up to me and tell me your name, I'll try to remember. I just remember Patrick because, like, that shit was hilarious to me, so of course I'm gonna remember fucking Patrick. This guy, I'll know it. I know it. It starts with a P. His name isn't Patrick. I don't remember his actual name, but it was Paco. I don't know. I'll see it here in a second. He typed in my Discord earlier. Okay, but we be fair. Here it is. Oh no, wrong P. The guy's name's Pedro. He's not Pedro. I know that much. It was. Sorry. Oh, here it is. It's this guy. What is his name? Paconab. It was him. That's Peconab. He was sick. It's Peconab. I met him. That guy was fucking cool as shit. He was cool. He was vibing. I think he was there with his girlfriend or with a friend or something, but they were cool. I took a picture with him. Coolest dude I met over the weekend for sure. As far as like someone that I didn't already know, I mean, he was cool. But yeah, it was cool. I got to take pictures with people. Took pictures with like Ryan Miles. Took pictures with Shadox, both people that I've never met before but know from like LOR days. So it was cool to see them. Took picture with like, I think I took a picture with Ruben and them. I'm not sure. I don't remember actually, but I got to see Rossum again, which was super fun. Got to see Ruben. Got to see Frank. He was super sick. Oh, you've been too busy lately? Yeah. Got to meet a lot of cool people on the team and shit. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, got to meet Blevins for first time in person. I think I took a picture with Blevin them. I think I did. Obviously, got to meet I got to see Cass again. Super cool. Is Ruben still with Riot? I don't think so. No. But he was there and he was playing, and he's going to Houston. I'm pretty sure. So pretty sick. It was just nice to see him. Talk to him again. But it was not cool. I met a lot of people for the first time, saw a lot of people again. It was super fun. I got to meet Carmen, obviously. Carmen was super cool to meet. And then I got to meet some, like, people from my boot camp. Like, I met Fez. His name is, Jordan. Or no, yeah, Jordan. Met Jordan. He's super fucking cool. He's like a local to Vegas. So he took us to this super cool, sushi place that I would have probably never found. Sushi Neko. I should probably have to put Vegas, I would guess. Which, this place fucked, dude. This place was so good that I am taking everybody here. Anytime I go back to Vegas, I'm going here. Like, we're going back to Vegas for the regional in February. I'm going here, and I'm also taking everybody here. Like, I'm going to eat here. And basically, I'm going to eat here, and then if other people want to go with me, they can. But this place was awesome. It's all you can eat sushi and stuff. It's like all you can eat sushi and other stuff. Oh, is this? Yeah, this is the right place. Where's your menu? Is there not a picture of their menu? Oh, yeah, menu. This place is sick. So literally ignore all of this. Again, this place is all you can eat. How much do you guys think it costs per person, including your tip, for all you can eat sushi in Vegas? $15? That's crazy. That's crazy. 30? Yeah, it was like $50, 50. But it was all you can eat. Brother, it was the entire menu. The entire menu. Literally the entire menu. And $50 including tip. Including tip, the entire menu. It was amazing. It was amazing. Including sake, I don't know because nobody ordered sake. Basically, people either got water or got like Coke, including the drinks, though, including like your Coke and stuff. But I don't think anyone got alcohol. I think everyone just got a Coke and water, basically. But wait, is this even the place? Wait, this is even the place we went to. I thought there was, okay, it was also kind of confusing because they had like 3 different places. Oh, it's this place. Because there was like 3 different places called like something Neko next to each other. There's like Sushi Neko, there's like Ramen Neko, and like all this stuff. So but this is the place. It does include sake. There you go. This is the place we went to. This is the place we went to. But anyways, it was fucking amazing. And you just get unlimited everything. Yeah. And it was absolutely fucking amazing. So thank you, Fezmeister. Everyone shout out F's in the chat for Fez, or D in the chat for J in the chat for Jordan. Yeah, shout out, dude. That place was fucking amazing. That place was amazing. And I literally plan to go back there every single time I go to Vegas, because that's how amazing it was. Amazing experience. Unfortunately, I forgot to get a picture with Jordan. Or I think I just said Jacob. I meant Jordan. I forgot to get a picture with Jordan before heading out. I meant to get a picture with Jordan and Jacob, because they're part of the boot camp and shit. So yeah, way to go, team boot camp. So excited, got to meet them. Dinner was like me, Jacob, and like 2 other Colorado locals, or 3 other Colorado locals, and then Jordan also went. He showed us the place and everything, so it was a lot of fun. It was a vibe. The place was a vibe. Their music was bumping, which I guess I say their music was heat to someone who's 28 and grew up with like an entire family of black people. And so I just like enjoyed the music. It was very much like club music, or music that like my sister's dad and like his family would play when I was like 4 years old. So it had a lot of like nostalgia to me. It was sick. It felt like club music, like 2010s club music. It was sick. I loved it. The playlist was a banger. Other thing, by the way, it was some people's birthday there. and their birthday song, dance thing, whatever, is they would like flicker the lights. They like flicker the lights, stop all the music, play their own song, and they start marching around and just started singing like happy birthday. But like, again, it felt like a club vibe, to the point where like people were like dancing and clapping along with them. Like, we had a Colorado Loco with me. It was like sitting there like, again, clapping and dancing with them. It was hilarious. And then about 27 seconds in, everybody would be clapping off beat and it'd be horrible, but it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. That place is amazing. Cannot recommend that place enough, and I've only been once. But yeah, that's how I ended the tournament night. I didn't go gamble anywhere. I basically went back to the hotel room and just like crashed, because by the time I got back to the hotel room, it was like pretty close to midnight. It was like 11. I got 3.5 total hours of sleep, and then got on my plane ride. The plane ride back was very smooth and easy. It was just a direct flight. Took about an hour and a half. Landed, took the bus back to my city, took an Uber home, and then immediately went to work. So didn't gamble. Yeah, I usually like to gamble something, play some games, but unfortunately didn't. Whether you played card games okay, well, that's not a gamble. It's only a gamble if you don't know you're gonna win, obviously. But yeah, but it was fun. It was a very enjoyable experience. And the biggest thing is it really lit like a spark in me to make content. Here's the truth about being a content creator. I've been a content creator for about 5 years now, which is actually crazy. I would never have guessed it's that long. About 5 years, and I've done it like part-time, I've done it full-time, etc. Here's the thing. You don't really get to see with your eyes the like reward of your work. Like, I don't do YouTube trying to get rich and be famous and all this stuff. I do YouTube because I find it fun. I enjoy yapping for an hour at a time about deck lists, an hour at a time about opens, an hour at a time about bullshit. I'm a yapaholic. I do it because I enjoy it. And I do stuff that I would like to watch, that I find enjoyable. But the thing is with content creation, you don't really see the like you get comments, and I appreciate the comments, and I reply. That's why I reply to everybody, because comments is the closest thing you get to like seeing your results or whatever, but going to Vegas Open, Vegas 10K, and being able to actually see people and see people like smile and like enjoy talking to you about this game that I love and enjoy making content for, and like mention how my content has like helped them, or they just, if it hasn't helped them, maybe they just like enjoy it or anything. Like, actually seeing the people is just like such a different experience. It's just like such a rewarding experience. Like here, like how do I judge if my content's doing good or not? Which, again, I do it because I enjoy it. If every video had 100 views, I would still do it. It's like I get numbers. Like, I get numbers based off of views. Like, I get numbers of, views, okay, cool. I get numbers of like comments, okay, cool. And like, again, I try and respond to like most of them. Sometimes when the video is like a little bit older, but like, look, like I'm just straight up having a conversation with this person. Like, I try to comment and reply because this is my connection. Other than that, it's just like numbers. It's just like the number of dollars that you made from the video, the number of views you made from the video, blah blah blah. But like, seeing someone in person and seeing them smile and enjoy the conversation about Riftbound is just like such an amazing experience. Getting to meet like Jordan, who's in my boot camp, and like obviously I talk to people in my boot camp just about every day. We have anywhere from like 3 to 4 hours of calls, and like every day or every week we have like personal one-on-ones, etc. Like, I know these guys, in a sense. I know them in a sense. They know me. We talk, we all this stuff. But like, actually meeting them and seeing them in person and talking to them and like in person is just like a whole different experience. Like, I just can't explain it. It is just like truly an amazing experience. an amazing experience for me, personally, and I loved it, and it very much made me feel a little bad, because I've been slacking lately. Not necessarily slacking because I just like chose to be lazy, but slacking because I'm just so fucking busy that I've not been able to put out good, like, consistent content, you know, that I want to give you guys. Like, I go to my Metafy and, like, you know, I've never been someone to care about things. I'm not doing this as like any type of flex, but like I go to subscriptions and like there's like over 80 of you guys here. And like I want to give you guys, like I want to give you 80 plus people more content, like more stuff. Like, I feel bad. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I can always be doing more. And it's made me feel a little bit bad because I'm really not doing enough sometimes, I feel like. But it's also made me feel so incredibly good and feel like, just feel like my content isn't just like some number. Like, there's not just like some bot that's clicking on my shit and leaving a content and whatever. Like, it feels good to see people. And I have an editor now. If any of you watch my LOR content, it's my same editor from LOR, Eric, Snapstrixbrecker. I don't know, you guys know him. I actually call him Eric, probably just know him as Eric. But yeah, we have a system set up to where I'm literally recording a video at like 2 p.m. I'm uploading it to the drive and like uploading it for him. And he's editing it at like 10 p.m. basically. And it's just like we have a system down to have a video out just about every other day right now. We're trying for 3 a week consistently. Once we get that down, and Sarah is back to making me thumbnails. I have the thumbnail for my Ari video. Shut the fuck up. Like, look at these thumbnails. Look at this. Like, Sarah's back to making me thumbnails because I'm back to making content consistently. Look at this thumbnail. Like, literally look at that thumbnail compared to like, or it would even be like a thumbnail I was doing. Let me see. Videos, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to show you. You guys know. Like what I just did one. Oh yeah, new cards. Like, literally look at these two thumbnails. They're not comparable, man. They're not comparable. Right? Like, they're not comparable. So I'm gonna be having like actual thumbnails, editing, more videos. Is the biggest thing. I don't even think you guys care about editing in the sense of like, oh, it needs to be flashy and attention keeping and blah blah blah. Like I'm not having them like slave over a bunch of editing shit. I'm just cutting off the ends on everything and throwing it in. Because I just care about getting you guys content. I have so much shit recorded. My issue is I just don't want to put out slop. I see so much slop when it comes to LOR content or Riftbound content. And like, whether it's clickbait or just low quality or just like wrong, there's just like so much dog shit content that I don't want to be a part of that. Like, I want to put out good content, which is why I think it works and why I think I can slightly get away, which is why I can slightly get away with having only put out one video every fucking week, you know? Like, how many videos have I put out here? Like, I put out one. How is there a way to see just like, oh, here you go, analytics? It's like, in the last month, I put out 2 videos. You know, like, I'm not saying like, I'm content with 2 videos a month and like in a 30-day period and like this should be the norm or acceptable. But I'm saying I can like slightly get away with it because I feel like my content is just like good enough, right? It is very good content. But I want to put more out, and the big thing is I just don't have time. I don't have time for a lot of stuff I want to do. I literally had to shut off my coaching for the rest of like November and December because I just don't have time to do coaching and my own prep and my own scrim and also YouTube videos and also Metafy videos and also my boot camp coaching and like also travel to the tournaments and shit. Like, you know, I just don't have time. That's it. And it's just like, ideally at some point I end up going like, you know, part-time like content creator, and that opens up and then it transitions to full-time, blah, blah, blah. But that's like so far down the line that like I don't even think about it. But point being is just like, I'm really appreciative of all of you guys, and this weekend really lit a huge fire under me. Like it really just motivated me a whole lot, you know. It motivated me a whole lot to make more content. So with that being said, look out for this RA guide in the next 2 to 3 weeks probably, and then after that I'll be posting my new cards part 2, so that way you guys can get 2 videos next month and I'll just stay on track.